afternoon. Welcome back. I'm working on this clutch, and I got a couple, I'll show you where I'm at now. So the last video, I think, we put this bearing retainer on. We greased the bearings. We greased the outer ring of the clutch hub, and that was about it. So the next thing I did after that was I took this clutch shell, clutch basket, whatever you want to call it, and I put a little bit of grease on the inside. I don't know if you can see that. Just a film on the inside of that. Made sure I didn't leave a bunch on this side or this side because I don't want to get grease in the clutch basket. Now, for those of you that have been commenting, thank you. A guy commented, and he mentioned that he lathers his grease up pretty heavy and he's never had a problem. What I neglected to ask, and maybe someone can tell me or he can reach back out, is did he have a dry clutch, right? So the big thing is too much grease or not enough grease. So I'm kind of trying to go in the middle best I can. I don't want a lot of grease, but I want enough to grease the bearing. So, and if you look in the book, on the manual, they really don't tell you a lot about it. And if you look at videos and forums online, you get it's all across the board. So I'm going to use, I'm going to say that the guy that said that, he eased my mind, so thank you. So I've got that done. Then I took the compensator, which is the motor pulley here. It's the sprocket for the drive of the motor, and this is a compensator. And what a compensator does is takes up, I guess, clutch chatter. Back in the day, I think that they took the compensators off and they put a solid sprocket on. I'm going to leave the compensator on, so I'll show you how this works. This goes on first, your sprocket, clutch sprocket, and then your compensator goes on. And the compensator, if you look, it's rounded, has teeth, so when you take off, you get a little bit of a smooth action here, and that as it goes out, as you start to torque your engine, and this comes out, this spring compresses. This goes on your shaft, so that's kind of how the whole situation works. So what I did was I cleaned this all up, degreased it, put a light film of grease on everything. Everything light film. So as I was doing that, I noticed this. The compensator that was on the bike, I don't think you can see it, but I don't know if you can see it or not. If you see here, it's got a crack, just a hairline crack. So I'm not going to take a chance. I'll pick up another compensator, but I had one here. So I went ahead and grabbed a second compensator, and what I did, I'm assuming, and I might be thinking too much into this, that if these are set up one way, they kind of mesh and they wear even based on which lobe that you have it on. So when I changed this, I went ahead and changed the sprocket too. So I had a matching, already grooved, lobed setup. So this one's the one that was on the bike. I'm going to put this one on. So I greased everything up. I also cleaned, there's a small hole. Here's your Zerk fitting that you grease, which the grease comes out this small hole. So I took a torch tip cleaning kit, or torch tip cleaner, and I cleaned that out. and then went ahead and put my grease gun on it, pumped it to get the old grease out. And you can see here, this is what I pushed out. See the difference between the old grease and the red grease. Would that make that big of a difference? Probably not, but it makes me sleep well at night. So that's that. So let me think what else. One other thing I noticed that maybe someone can comment on. They said 1967 and earlier, and this is a 61 here. 1967 and earlier had 3 metal discs in the clutch, okay, and they had 3 or maybe 4 friction discs. So when I took this one off, it had 4 clutch plates, which is a later model, and it had 5 friction discs. So what I'm assuming through the years, the reason they went from 3 to 4 and 3 to 5 or 4 to 5 was probably better clutch action, upgraded, bigger, better, stronger, faster, and someone updated this to a later model clutch. So I didn't realize that, and now I do. So what else? I think that's about it. So I'm gonna reset this camera up, and I'm gonna start to fit all of this stuff. The only other thing I can say is this. This is from Drag Specialties, and you can get them from a lot of places. But it's a clutch retainer kit, and typically this plate was on here, and they came up with this bigger, badder, stronger piece of plastic that has an A, B, and C. A is the depth of A is pretty deep. The depth of B is in the middle, and the depth of C is shallow. And when you put your clutch hub on your shaft, you put your key in, and then you put your clutch basket on your clutch hub. We're going to slide this on, and we're going to pick A, B, or C and find out what makes the tightest fit to where I can get snap rings on these grooves here, which will hold this clutch retainer on. And what that does is the tighter I can get this clutch retainer against this, and you can see that the clutch retainer, when it goes in, it fits in a little groove, and it's in there tight, okay? And this will keep this clutch basket back against my clutch hub and limit the wobble. The limited wobble will make the clutch work better. Limited wobble will also make the clutch plates last longer. So that's what I can tell you about that so far. I'm going to reset up, and we'll start putting this stuff together.